Do you notice that yourself, like when you're in a prose versus poetry mindset, just kind of the way that you subtly filter the world, it's just kind of different. Do you notice that?
Well, I found that I get the same impulses. I recently ran over, hit a baby deer going home from work one morning about a month or so ago, and it would have been a perfect thing to do a poem about. But instead, I'm repurposing it for this novel that I'm writing now, and so it's the same impulse, but it's just sort of aiming it in a different area and then doing certain things with it. With poetry, you're always trying to condense things down to its most distilled form, whereas with prose, you can use something over and over again and use it in different ways. It might have been Peter Cleese who does most of the interviews with me about certain works that I do, or maybe it might have been maybe Tom, his husband, or someone else had pointed out that you can see through my true life, through various novels, through short stories, through poems, certain maybe top dozen or two events in my life that I keep going back to, but come at it from different areas in poetry. And you could see the same event that happened to me as placed in a short story, in a lyric poem, in a dramatic poem, in a play, in a long novel. And it gives a sort of parallax of what that might have been, which would be a boon. I mean, anyone trying to decipher my life after I'm dead through my writing would have just a basic hard on, because it's a very interesting thing. It's sort of like what I think you were talking about Rembrandt with Joel. Rembrandt going back and forth to his own face. You compare that to someone like Frida Kahlo, who's just putting herself in these sort of gross out situations. Not only was she not technically in Rembrandt's league, but she wasn't intellectually in his league either. Whereas you look at Rembrandt and you can see in the hundreds of portraits that he did these little things. I'm closer to a Rembrandt in terms of the issues that have happened, events that have happened in my life, coming at them from different angles.